ॐ ॐ यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्राय सदात्माद्वैतवेदिने श्रीमते शङ्करार्याय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः। योऽवतीर्ण इहाचार्य रूपेण यतीनामुदे श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिम्। मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेव यतीश्वरैः रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते। बालानामुपकाराय मम विज्ञानसिद्धये तत्र श्रीबालगोपाल कृष्णः सन्निहितो भवेत्। एवं आकाशवन्निर्मले चैतन्यवस्तुनि मिथ्याभूत प्रपंच कल्पनम अध्यारोपः. We have reached up to this point. So far, what we have seen is that how has this, the explanation was provided as how we are experiencing the multiplicity over here. And every experience means that it is a knowledge. So that knowledge is finally that's only the consciousness awareness is what is there, and the multiplicity which is experienced is explained as through the ignorance. So that what comes to us through the ignorance is only an error, only an appearance. Therefore, where is it all experienced? In the awareness. Everything is the content of the awareness, of the consciousness. The consciousness does not have anything other than itself. or it is not a combination of anything other than itself. And that what is seen, experienced, is now jadam, inert. So that what is not the consciousness is experienced in the consciousness alone, which means where it is not, it is experienced. And hence, Akashavan Nirmale Chaitanya Vastuni, in this consciousness alone, this prapancha is seen. To understand this prapancha as mithya bhuta. What is the nature of this prapancha? It is only an appearance. And we are still one, we in the sense, one still sees this prapancha, this world. Mithya bhuta prapancha kalpanam adhyarupaha. Now this experience of the prapancha, which in the true sense is nothing but only an appearance, is called as aropaha, adhyaropaha, the superimposition. Where did we all begin from? He said, in order to know Paramatma, in order to know Brahman, what is the method that the Shastra employs? It is adhyaropa apavadaha. Adhyaropa means superimposition, and apavada means the desuperimposition. What do you mean by superimposition? This is your final definition over here. Akashavan nirmale. How is the akasha? Akasha means the space. All the other elements, including the air, water, prithvi, all of them are in the space. Okay. Now there is a possibility that the air can get polluted, the prithvi can be polluted, the water can be polluted, so on and so forth. But how about this space? The space remains untouched by the elements and their permutation and combination. Buildings may be built, empires may be built, and those empires also may reduce to dust. So over here, but nothing happens to the space. The space remains untouched. The space remains untouched. And therefore, how is this space now called as Nirmalaha? Free from any any pollution, any contamination. Akashavat Nirmale. And so something that he is using this example of the space to make you understand something still more. And what is that? Only to make you understand what is that Nirmala Vastu, like the Akash is only like the space. What is it? Chaitanyam, the consciousness is like the space. So what did you see in the space? That birth and death of all the elements does not make any difference to the space. Okay, buildings can be built, and when the buildings are built, you are going to say this is the room space, Mathakash. You are also going to say it is Mahakash, the external space, internal space. So all these divisions of the space are also seen and you transact accordingly. So when you go to purchase a house, you are going to ask how many square feet is the area. So how many square feet of that space you are going to purchase and sell, and that is the area in which you live. So now, Akash, you see the space you see, and you also are able to transact with the space by drawing borders, whether these are your personal property or national border or the state borders, etc., latitude, longitude, and also you can draw all these things. But does this space really gets divided? Is our question. Does anything really happens to the space, even if you call it as the Mathakash and Mahakash with these divisions? The space it remains indivisible. Then what happened with this space is that only that the space appeared. Why? When those walls were built in the space, the walls as though divided the space. The space doesn't get divided, as though, as if gets divided. You see, therefore now the space which is untouched, unaffected, uncontaminated by what? By uh, by anything other than the space. Like that, Atma is there, consciousness, knowledge is there, and anything other than the consciousness, what is that? The inert, jada. That what is jada, inert, is also seen in the consciousness only. And now once it is seen, now with the upati of this jada comes the multiplicity. You, me, he, she, this, that, so on and so forth, as if the consciousness is divided. Consciousness does not gets divided. So now this is what is the nature of Chaitanyam. This is the nature of consciousness, that it is indivisible. And in this indivisible consciousness, all the divisions, prapancha appears. So that what appears where it is absent, technically what word do you employ for that? Mithya. Okay, once again go back to our example. The example is that of Rajju Sarp. It is the rope. Is the Sarpa there? Is the snake there? The Sarpa, snake is not there. Serpent is not there. So where is the serpent seen? Where it is absolutely absent. Where it is not. So also all these divisions, you, me, he, she, they, that, good, bad, Swarga, Naraka, Martyalok, all these things is seen where it is absent. And where is it seen? In this consciousness alone. Now, evam akashavan nirmade chaitanya vastuni mithyabhuta prapancha kalpanam. Now, this prapancha is already seen. Not that you are imagining now after listening to Vedanta that there is prapancha. It is already seen by you. We are only providing you an explanation that how is this prapancha seen. We do not want to talk to you about prapancha. We want to tell that Brahma is Satyam. What is our Siddhanta? That Paramatma is Satyam. When we say Paramatma is Satyam, then when not only Paramatma is Satyam, we say Paramatma alone is Satyam. Paramatma alone is Satyam. Then, when this sentence is spoken, you come up with a question as what about this world? Because that world is not seen by you as Paramatma, this is world. So what about this world? This world is also seen by you as Satyam, as if is there, is existing, is what your claim is. And therefore, now we have to tell you that uh, that what is mithya is not something which is absolutely non-existent. Okay, something which is non-existent like the Vandhyaputra. You cannot associate easiness with it. Vandhaputram or some Shashashranga, horn of a rabbit. Can you associate existence with it and say is or is not? The pot is the, and you break the pot, and you can say pot is not. So can you associate is not with that Vandhaputra or Shashashringa? Nothing like that. So that what is absolutely asat, there is yet another word for that. It is called as alikam. You can note it down. Even the Buddhists use this word alikam. It is called alikam. Totally asat. So that what is absolutely asat can never be associated with ease. But so that's why Ghata Sun, Pata Sun, Sun means Sat, 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 ease, what you're saying. So also then you said that Prapancha is already seen as ease. Even the snake is also seen with by associating it with existence as ease. The snake is, and later on you cancel by saying it is rope, so it is not snake. But somewhere in between you had associated existence with the snake. Is not it true? So therefore, mithya bhuta prapancha. So what is the nature of this prapancha? That it is not alikam. We are not saying it is alikam. What are we saying? It is mithya. It is seen. And that's why we need to understand what is the nature of this. Otherwise, you are given only to understand Brahman is Satyam. But you came up by asking, what about this Prapancha, sir? And therefore, we have to tell you, when Brahman alone is Satyam, other than Brahman, other than the consciousness, what is the status of it? Mithya Kalpanam. And you are not doing this Kalpana. It is already presented to you by ignorance. Nobody does this. Okay? That's why don't you ever say that, hey, the prapancha is not your imagination. What imagination? Imagination means that there is some voluntary process that you employ to imagine. No, sir, it is not your imagination. It is something that is presented by the ignorance. When you see the snake and get scared, it is not that you imagine the snake over there. You said, oh, now I'm going to enter into the room and then I'm going to imagine a snake and then I'm going to get scared and I will go into a panic mode. Is that what happens? That is why you start sweating and palpitating and shouting and falling. So you did not imagine it. It is something that is presented by ignorance. And that what is presented by ignorance, what is its status? Is only an appearance. Evam मिथ्याभूत प्रपंच कल्पनम अध्यारोपः. Okay. So let us go back to that page where he started telling, where he said, where is it? Samashti, Vashti, everything he has covered. Okay. Tatra Adhyaropo Nama, page number 3 in the physical copy. Tatra Adhyaropo Nama, Shuktikayam Rajatavat, Rajjo Sarpavat, Sthano Purushavacha, Nishprapanchaatmavastune Prapancharopaha. Then he also made it clear, Ayam Adhyaropaha, Vastu Ajnana Agataha. तदज्ञानम एव अविद्या तमो मोहो मूल प्रकृति प्रधानम गुण साम्यम अव्यक्तम माया इति च उच्यते. I hope everybody has books in their hands. Why? Because now you need to know where did we begin and how have we proceeded. So we started explaining what is adhyaropaha. Why did he provide you this whole discussion over Adhyaropa? Is because Adhyaropa Pavad is the method through which Parameshwara can be known. And why should you know even Paramatma, Parameshwara? Is because by knowing Parameshwara, you will be free from the torture of fear, misery, suffering, etc., from all this torture. Therefore, know Parameshwara and be free. What is the method? How will you know? So, Shruti is the Pramanam, but how does Shruti make you know? Through Adhyaropa Abhava. What is Adhyaropa? Are these two things or one? They are two different things. Adhyaropa means superimposition. Apavada means desuperimposition. It's refutation. It's removal. So Adhyaropa. How is this? Shruktikayam Dajatavat, like the silver in the nacre, like the serpent in the robe, Sthano Purushavat, like the person in the pole, in the stump of the tree. Hmm? Ghost in the post, Puja Gurudev used to say, ghost. Sthano Purushavacha, Nishprapancha Vastuni Prapancha. So just as this is all seen, like that, in the same manner, even the prapancha is seen. The world, this entire multiplicity, wherein you have these divisions, me and mine, you and yours, all this is seen. Okay? Nishprapanch. But where is all this tamasha going on? The whole circus is taking place in consciousness alone. So now this is how Parameshwara is made known to you, that there is this prapancha. But where is Parameshwara then? Not somewhere up above. Hey, hey, we are saying Parameshwara is the very substratum of this prapancha, on which this Swarga, Naraka, all this circus is taking place. Okay? Nothing. Just as that serpent does not have any existence of its own, but it borrows the existence from the rope and makes itself appear as real, like in the same way, this entire bunch of all the names it forms is borrowing its existence, its reality from this consciousness, Parameshwara, and making itself real. And therefore, when you look at this world, then your question is Parameshwara as real as this world? What do you ask? Is God real like this cup on my table, like this book on my table? Is Parameshwara as real as this? And we are going to say, Parameshwara is more real than this cup on your table. Uh, oh, more real. What do you mean by that? Oh, of course. And you yourself are going to admit that there are orders of reality, orders of reality. When you are saying the cup or the table, you are saying that the cup is real. The cup is real because of the clay. The table is real because of the wood. Is not it? So, what is the cup? It is only an appearance in the clay. And what is the real substance in the cup? The clay. So when you are asking me, is Parameshwara as real as this cup? Then you are asking me, is Parameshwara as flimsy and as an appearance like this cup? You see, because you yourself have agreed that the cup is an appearance in the clay. Then on the second hand, on the other hand, you are saying that the is Parameshwara as real as this cup. What are you saying, sir? What are you saying? You are in different ways. So those who are saying Parameshwara is as real as this world, for them, they are saying Parameshwara is only an appearance. So those who have to say Parmeshwara is real like this world, oh Bhagwan, ऐसे ही इतने ही सच्चे हैं, like this wall. What nonsense. बिल्कुल नहीं. Parmeshwara is more real than this. Just as the cloth is more real than your shirt. Why so? Because even if you dismantle the shirt, it still can be called as cloth. When you are wearing the shirt, it is still a cloth. And you remove the stitches, and the pieces of the shirt can be laid across. Now, will you call it shirt? Is it shirt anymore? No, but you can still call it cloth or not. You still can call it cloth. Hey, I don't know if these people do it in modern places or not. In our olden days, this is what was the fate of the old clothes. They would cut them and use them to wipe the floors and things like that. It is no longer a shirt, it is a wiping cloth. Ah, Mira Bide,
Yes,
सगळे गच्चीफ्रॉक घेऊन तिकडे
Swamiji.
लागायचे ना.
Yeah. Yes, Swamiji.
Then
We have used.
everybody, now everything has changed. Previously, people were using like that. The old clothes and all these things, they were made into rags to wipe the floors and things like that, as your dusters. Eh?
We made
So now
pillow
that is not
covers,
a shirt.
gobari. Hmm.
The last till before your summer vacation, it was your school dress. Now it is a rag wiping the floor. Uh, so whether it is called as a shirt or whether it is called as a rag, Is not it still a cloth? So what? So you calling it a shirt and you calling it a rag is dependent on what choice and how do you want to use it. If you still want to wear it and go to school, you call it a shirt. If you no longer want to use it as a school uniform, but you want to use it to clean your furniture in the floor, you call it a rag. Give it any name. But the fact about it does not change, is that it is a cloth. Therefore, all these divisions, etc., the whole world of all names and forms, good person, bad person, my family member, my relative, so and so forth, and he is not mine, I like him, I hate him, so and so forth. What is all this? You are giving names to Paramatma. You are calling names to Paramatma. When you call names to people, it is called as something bad manners. But you are calling names to Paramatma. What is it then? Some good manners or what? So therefore, Nishprapanchatma Vastuni Prapancharopaha. So, but why did God create this world? Why did God create this world? Ayam Madhyaropaha Vastu Ajnanad Agataha. This has come from where? Vastu Ajnanad, not knowing the nature of Parmeshwara, is ignorance. It has come from ignorance. But why did God create ignorance? No one can create ignorance. You show if you can create ignorance. There are two things. You can perpetuate ignorance or you can destroy ignorance, but you cannot create ignorance. Okay, how do you perpetuate? If you don't expose yourself to the methods of knowledge, what is happening? You are perpetuating it. What happened? You are perpetuating it. There is some problem with you people with connectivity. Is everything okay?
जी स्वामी
Yes,
जी.
Swamiji. Yes, Swamiji. All okay.
Okay. So you see, ignorance you can either perpetuate or you can destroy. But no one, even God does not create ignorance. Anadi. And it is from this ignorance about and you. So when you say ignorance, naturally your question is about what? Ignorance about what? So if I tell you, I have a desire, then what will be your next question? What? You want a car, you want food, you want water, you want a cup of coffee. What is it? What? Correct? Then if I say, I have knowledge, what will you say? Knowledge of what? Chemistry, biology, hmm, politics, environment, knowledge of what? So now with ichha, with knowledge, you require the vishaya regarding what? So also when you are going to say ignorance, then you will have to qualify ignorance about what, sir? And we are going to say this is the root, this is the causal ignorance, the root ignorance, mula vidya. Hmm? But this ignorance, but so what is this mula vidya? What is the vishaya of this? Is only Brahman, not knowing Parmeshwar. Okay. And therefore, vastu ajnanad agata. So this ignorance, with as it unfolds itself, it only is called by different functional names. Okay, different functional names. The same wheat, when is ground, you call it as flour. Huh? When it is kneaded, you call it as dough. When it is made into those balls, what do you call it? Aradhana, what are those called? लोई को क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश
इस चीज को स्वामी जी?
में? लोई लोई
लोई?
पेड़ा बनाते हैं ना रोटी के लिए, लोई बनाते हैं ना,
जी।
क्या बोलते हैं उसको? those balls rolled into rolls. ठीक है ना? They are rolled into balls. So now you don't call it. Then you roll it flat with बेलन. चकला बेलन को क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में तुम लोग?
रोलिंग पिन बोलते हैं बेलन को।
हाँ हाँ, रोलिंग पिन.
जी।
Now then after you put it on a tawa, hot, roast it, and you call it what? Roti. Now you see you have given different names to the wheat. You are calling the same wheat with different names. Similarly, this Ashyanam only is called with different names, nothing else. And this Ashyanam is because of which, identifying with which, now there is suffering. Therefore, in order to overcome the suffering, you must end the ignorance. How does this ignorance ends? Through the knowledge of Paramatma. Then how can you have the knowledge of Parameshwara? Through Adhyaropa Apavad. This is the only method. There is no other way Parameshwara can be known. So therefore, I met some people many years ago. I'd gone to their ashram. And they said, hey, what is this Maya Brahma, and all these things? You people are just wasting time. This is 21st century. You're talking Maya Brahma. Now, Zen is the in thing. What? Zen is in where in and out. Uh, so, we need that modern way of explaining enlightenment. Now, no longer this Maya Brahma so obsolete. Adhyaropa obsolete. I asked them, 21st century, but you're still eating by mouth only, na? Or you started consuming food through some other Navadvaras. What are you saying? Just because it's 21st century means what? You can do anything with anything. But this is the only way. This is how liberation is attained. Adhyaropa Pavada is the method. Got it? So now, what is Adhyaropa? What is the first definition in the beginning of the book? Please read it after me. You can switch your mics on. Adhyaropo nama
अध्यारोपो नाम
नमो
shuktikayam
शुक्तिकायां
rajatavat
रजतवत्
rajau sarpavat
रज्जौ
रजो
सर्पवत्
सर्पवत्
dhanau purushavacha.
स्थाणो पुरुषवच्च
निष्प्रपंच आत्मवस्तुनि
निष्प्रपंच
निष्प्रपञ्चात्मवस्तुनि
वस्तुनि
प्रपंचारूपः.
प्रपञ्चरूपः
प्रपंचारूपः
Okay, this is called adhyarop. Now let us go to the final definition over here. It is on your page number 10 in the physical copy of Dakshinamurti, and 23 page number PDF. एवम्
एवम्
आकाशवन्निर्मले
आकाशवन्निर्मले
चैतन्यवस्तुनि
चैतन्यवस्तुनि
मिथ्याभूत
मिथ्याभूत
प्रपञ्चकल्पनम्
प्रपञ्चकल्पनम्
अध्यारोपः.
अध्यारोपः.
So thus now where we began and where we have reached, do you see that this is what is called as Adhyaropa? He started explaining what is Adhyaropa, and in between all these discussions, he provided us the understanding about this multiplicity, which is nothing but Adhyaropa. Atha apavada uchyate. Now this superimposition is being spelled out. Karana vyatirekena karyam nasti. Karana vyatirekena karyam nasti iti bodhena shuktikayam rajjau shuktikayam rajatavat rajjau sarpavaccha brahmani prapancho nasti iti nishedho apavadaha. Very, very important. So now Brahman, Paramatma, is presented to us as the Prapancha Karanam. Okay? How Parameshwara becomes the Prapancha Karanam? Because Parameshwara is involved everywhere. Like the Karanam is involved in the Karyam. Okay? How is Parameshwara involved everywhere? Because Parameshwara is the substratum of Ajnanam. This Ajnanam does not have any other place other than consciousness. And therefore, Karanam, Parameshwara is presented to you as Karan. The next step is that the Shruti says, Karana Vyatirek. Shruti means the sense, it is now understanding drawn from the Shruti. This is not a direct Shruti. So, Karana Vyatirekena Karyam Nasti. What happens to the Karyam? Karyam is nothing but the Karanam. Karyam is nothing but the Karanam itself. Now, between Karya and Karanam, you can have Parinamavada. Okay? Parinamavada means the Karanam itself undergoes a transformation and becomes the Karyam, the effect. Like the milk turning into the curd. Parinamavada. Then, when you say this is the house built from bricks and cement and stone, and wood and all that. So have the bricks cement, stone undergone any modification? Has the stone become anything else? Have the bricks become anything else? No. So what do you call this house and the bricks and all this as Karanam? Because it is two things, two or more things coming together to make a something new, then you call it as the Arambhavada. So there is an explanation about the word as Parinamavada or Arambhavada. And then the third thing is that Rajju is also called as the Karanam for the Sarpa. Correct? Rajju is also the Karanam for the Sarpa. So nothing can exist apart from its Karanam. Okay, then you say take away all the bricks, take away all the cement, take away all the wood. Will you have the room? No, nothing will be there. So Karana Vyatirekena Karyam Nasti. There is nothing like Karyam apart from the Karya. Then he comes to say, Iti Bodhena. Now you already have this piece of knowledge that Karana Vyatirekena Karyam Nasti. Further, how are you going to go? Take it where? To the next step. Shuktikayam Rajatavat Rajau Sarpavacha. So Rajju is also the Karanam. Why is Rajju the Karanam? Because there is nothing like Sarpa. It does not have any existence apart from the Rajju. And therefore, what between the Rajju and the Sarpa, one is Mithya, the other one is Satyam. So what is the now your Anitya Viveka has turned into Satya Mithya Viveka. So this is the Viveka of the Vedanti. Before that, Nitya and Anitya Viveka is okay. But over here, now he says there is nothing, this whole prapancha is nothing other than Parmeshwar. Okay, then what? Therefore, take to the prapancha. No, sir. Therefore, take that sarpa. No. Therefore, take the robe. Therefore, take the robe. Giving up of sarpa is only giving up the idea that there is anything other than the robe. Exactly. Sarpavacha brahmani prapancho nasti. Now, what do you understand? What is the third step? So, karana gatirekena karyam nasti is your first step. Shuktikayam rachatavat. So, through an example, you are able to understand Satyam and Mithya, the reality and the appearance. Okay. Then, what is the third step now? That Brahmani prapancho nasti. Ah, that this prapancha is in Paramatma. By saying prapancha is in Paramatma, what is exactly meant is Brahmani prapancho nasti. This is what is the real meaning. Brahmani prapancho nasti. Iti nishedha. This nishedha. When your buddhi is able to reach this nishedha, that itself is called as apavad. This is called as apavad. So go in 3 steps, and then when you come to the firm understanding, Brahmani prapancho nasti, this firm understanding, this negation is itself called as apavad, superimposition. Yama samaya yana vidyate sa avidya. Now he takes you on a nice thing because yama samaya, that which is not ya, she who, like he who yaha, and ya will be feminine gender. So ya ma means not there. Huh? Ya nasti, that which is not there, and that's why it's called as Maya Yama. And turn it now. Yama can be turned as Maya. So Yama Samaya, that which is not, is only called as Maya. Yana Vidyate, that which does not exist, Vidyaman nahi hai, and is therefore called as Avidya. Therefore, whether you call that ignorance as Maya or you call as Avidya, iti vyutpatya, by this vyutpatti to Mayayaha kalpitatvam siddham. Through this vyutpatti, even through this, what do they call it? Derivation, etymological derivation, Mayayaha kalpitatvam siddham, that Maya is nothing more than only an appearance, is proven. Evam, so also, yaha, he who, Brahma vyatirekena kimapi nasti. Now this is also, you can divide this, his example, his experience of the jnani, of the enlightened one, in two. Brahma vyatirekena kimapi nasti. Other than Paramatma, nothing is. And therefore, for him, whether it is the trees and animals, plants and insects, human beings and everything is nothing but Parameshwara alone, with different in these different forms, and those forms also are because of Upadhi. So Brahma Vyatirekena kimapi nasti, other than Parameshwara, nothing is. Tad Brahma Ahamev, and that Brahman is what I am. Iti Vicharya, thus he who has inquired, made an inquiry, a thorough inquiry, Janati, and therefore he knows that Ahameva Brahma. And so what happens to him? Sa eva jivan muktaha. He alone is the one who is liberated whilst living. So who is he who is liberated whilst living? When this is the experience of the person, Brahma Vyatirekena kimapi nasti, tad Brahma ahameva. He whose experience is this is called as Jivan Mukta iti Vedanta Siddhanta. This is the final teaching, conclusive, understanding, conclusive uh, conclusion of the Vedanta, the teaching of Vedanta. Iti Vedanta Siddhanta. Okay, this is it. Iti Prathama Varnakam. Thus we complete the first chapter of Laghu Vasudevamananam. All right, friends. So we can stop over here and take to the second chapter from the next session. Now, as I had told you, that this first chapter, for some people, eh, may become a little terse, but not to lose your uh, hope, not to lose your patience. You say, oh, though it is technical, but it has given a lot of foundation, clarity, foundation for us to proceed. All right. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakrito Vande Bhagavato Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmiti Murtibheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः महादेव 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 थैंक यू ऑल थैंक यू वेरी मच